The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, Chapter 4 Momentum Continued. The Pump Well. When you start thinking about slacking off on your routines and rhythms, consider the massive cost of inconsistency. It is not the loss of a single action and tiny results it creates, it is the utter collapse and loss of momentum your entire progress will suffer. Think of a hard pumped water well, which uses a pipe to draw water up from the water table several feet underground. To get the water to the surface, you have to pump the well lever to create the suction that brings the water above the ground and out of the sprout. When most people think, when most people start a new endeavor, they grab the lever and start pumping really hard. Just as Richard was with his plans to get fit, they're excited and committed. They pump and pump and pump. But after a few minutes or a few weeks, when they don't see any results, when they don't see any water, they give up pumping the lever altogether. They don't realize how long it takes to create the vacuum needed to suck the water into the pipe and eventually out of the spout and into their bucket. Just like the merry-go-round, rocket ship, or steam engine, breaking free of inertia, it takes massive energy and consistency to pump water. Most people give up, but wise people continue to pump. Those who persevere and continue to pump the lever will eventually get a few drops of water. This is when a lot of people say, "You've got to be kidding me. All this pumping, and for what? A few measly drops? Forget it." Many people throw their hands up in defeat and quit, but wise people persist further. And here's the magic happens. If you continue to pump, it doesn't take long before you'll get a full steady stream of water. You have your success. Now that the water is flowing, you no longer need to pump the lever as hard and as quickly. It becomes easy actually. All you have to do to keep the pressure steady is to just pump the lever consistently. That's the compound effect. Now, what happens if you let go of the lever for too long? The water falls back down into the ground and you're back to square one. If you try to pump the lever easily and steadily, you won't get any water. Mo is gone. Water is at the bottom. Mo means momentum. The only way to get it back up is to pump it really hard all over again. That's how most of us lead our lives, in fits and starts. We get a new business venture going and then cut out on a vacation. We start up a routine of making 10 prospecting calls a day, strike a little gold, and then shift into neutral. We get hopped up about our new date night routine with our spouse. But in a few weeks, it's back to Netflix and microwave popcorn on the couch Friday nights. I see people buy a new book, sign up for a new program or seminar, and go like crazy for a couple of weeks or a month. Then they stop and end up right back where they started. Sounds familiar? Miss only a couple of weeks of anything. Workouts at the gym, affectionate gestures towards your spouse, or the phone call that are part of your prospecting routine. And you don't just lose the results those 2 weeks would have produced. If that's all you lost, which is what most people assume, not much damage would be done. But by slacking off for even a short time, you kill momentum. It's dead, and that's a tragedy. Winning the race is all about pace. Be the tortoise, the person who, given enough time, will beat virtually anybody in any competition as a result of positive habits and behaviors applied consistently. They'll put the mojo in your momentum and keep it there. Making the right choice, holding to right behaviors, practicing perfect habits, staying consistent, and keeping your momentum is easier said than done, especially in the dynamic, constantly changing, and always challenging world we share with billions of other people. In the next chapter, I will discuss the many influences that, mostly unknowingly, can help or hinder your ability to succeed. These influences are persuasive, and constant. Learn how to use them, and you might end up losing because of them. Let me show you how. Summary action steps. Build your bookend morning and evening routines. Design a predictable and fail safe world class routine schedule for your life. List 3 areas of your life in which you are not consistent enough. What has this inconsistency cost you in life? Make a declaration to stay steadfast in your new commitment to consistency. On your rhythm register, write down a half a dozen key behaviors relevant to your new goals. These should be behaviors you want to establish a rhythm with and eventually create momentum, which is big more. Download the rhythm register at www.compoundeffect.com/free. For a complete achievement management system, including the rhythm register, obtain the Living Your Best Year Ever program at www.success.com/best year ever. Thank you for listening to The Compound Effect. I will continue to read the new chapter 5, Influences, tomorrow.